Hello, my name is Cooper Kemperman, and the project I wish to share with you is my Aquatic Remote Operated Vehicle, or ROV. I'm in a STEM program at my high school, and in this program, I was offered the opportunity to compete in an ROV competition. When I first heard about this competition, I was so excited. I have tons of experience using CAD or computer aided design to design objects. For instance, to the far right, you'll see a old guitar model that I made, and in the middle, I had a project that to build a bottle rocket, and this was the CAD drawing that I made. I used that project as lots of inspiration for this ROV. And here are some physics documents showing um, the rocket, or that I used for the rocket. These were notes that I'd taken, and on the right side, you'll see some um, aerodynamic things that I had to learn while designing the bottle rocket and also the ROV. Here is a diagram of the very first model design that I came up for this ROV. When I first heard about the project, I spent the whole day obsessing about what the possibilities could be for me to design this. I went on a Google slide and put tons and tons of shapes together and came up with this super crazy design and just let my ideas run wild. And this is what I came up with. And eventually that transitioned into this design right here. This design has 7 parts and allows a PVC pipe to run up the middle. And you'll see a motor connector. That motor connector allows 4 different motors to be connected to the ROV. And there were 2 different limiting factors when I had this project. It was one, the amount of voltage I could get into the motors, and two, the number of motors I could use. With my design, the interior of the entire ROV is actually hollow. This allows for me to put weights or foam in to make the design, the ROV, neutrally buoyant. These 2 images are just 2 different stages of my design work. On the left is, or on the left, I am clamping the ROV together, and on the right, I am putting it in a bathtub to see if it's neutrally buoyant. Neutrally buoyant means that it is able to float in the water without sinking or floating all the way to the top. As you can see in the image, it is not neutrally buoyant. The nose of the ROV is floating all the way to the top, and the back it has sunk all the way to the bottom. In order to fix this problem, I put copper pellets into the top nose of the ROV, which acted as weights, and foam in the back to make this completely neutrally buoyant in the water. Something really awesome that I got to do during this project was go on a trip to Traverse City to a lake preservation team. It's a nonprofit, and they got to show us all their, or how they worked and how they functioned to preserve their lake. We also learned about how ROVs could help these lake preservation teams in their work to preserve their lake. For instance, zebra mussels are a big problem where I come from in Michigan. They're an invasive species, and something I was very surprised to hear, they're almost completely gone in Lake Michigan. What I was surprised to find out is that zebra mussels are now almost completely wiped out of Lake Michigan, which completely shocked me because I've always heard that they've been such a big problem. And to hear that they're almost gone sounded amazing until I found out that they've been overrun by a different invasive species named quagga mussels. Being able to figure these things out using which is something that we're able to do using ROVs. Other things that we were able to do was, test water quality and many other things that applied within the field of lake preservation, which I found super interesting. My favorite part of this project by far wasn't the competition or actually even the design of the ROV. My favorite part was being able to go to our middle school and share my experience of making this design with these middle schoolers. I got to promote my STEM program to um, these seventh and eighth graders, and it was so amazing and inspiring to see them get inspired themselves and want to join this program. That was my favorite part of this entire project, and hope to continue to design things and further my knowledge on this ROV and further my knowledge on its potential. Thank you for taking your time to view my presentation